How's it going?
Wasn't that game fun?
Wow. McManus did it. He manned up.
He kind of did his own thing, and
The ghosts of Nervy are cast away. So close to Halloween.
I'm not nervous anymore.
I'm feeling manly.
This is something we've never seen for years, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Right. And I think that would have been good from 20, what do they say? 15, 20 more yards. And after he was iced, that didn't affect him.
No, it was kind of fun that they cut the long snapper.
What? Did they?
Yeah, Mike mentioned that.
Who's not with it here? Wow. Ouch. He was so good. I can't believe they cut somebody from Azusa Pacific. That program puts out long snappers. They've done it for years.
And Mike noticed it. He kind of passed the word around. I was like, oh, man, it's kind of a sideways roster move. They had a guy that was coming back from injury, Jonathan Ford. And they needed a spot. And so the long snapper spot is the one that they always pick when they do that kind of thing.
Long snappers don't live long. It's snap and you're gone.
Snap and no longer there.
No longer snapper.
He'll be back. He'll be back by Sunday. So
that's not a bad way to make some cash. Just hang out. No pressure on the practice squad.
Yeah, just run to Costco and work the restock bin for a while.
Yeah, just like Kurt Warner used to do for the Packers back in the early 90s.
There's a lot of players that started off at a Costco.
Yeah, stocking is good training. I mean, you're lifting, you're kind of moving the arm a bit.
Right, and up,
motion up and
down,
sideways.
A lot of
it's good.
Torso twists.
A lot of twisting. Good training. And you're pleasing customers at the same time.
Right. And
it's win-win.
It should be a regimen for every off-season player.
Yeah.
So I have game time notables. This will be the first segment where I kind of wanted to just kind of review what happened and just pull out the most important things that happened during the game and share our thoughts on what these notables have notated for us.
Lay it on me.
Okay. You can't go to this game without talking about the winter warning gear that the Packers wore. What would you say? Would you say?
Wow. Frozen tundra helmets. I'm getting cold looking at them.
There's so many fans that showed up that wore white. I'm a shareholder, and I didn't know. I mean, this is my ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have showed up in like a green shirt or something or a black shirt. It turned out that everyone else got the memo but me.
Yeah, that would have been very embarrassing, Rob. I'm glad you avoided that.
When it comes to the winter warning gear, I'm focusing on the helmet, okay? Mm-hmm. I've had this question for a while, and the question is, how does it fit his head?
Elgton Jenkins.
He probably doesn't have that much problems with it.
I hope that he can comfortably get it on his head.
I think it's almost an ideal case for this. Like his head is kind of formed to the right dimensions that it should be, and it'll just slide on, slide off like it should with minimal discomfort.
And they can focus on solid blocking and not holding.
It's probably a nice snug fit too.
Got to have that for protection, yet comfortable.
What about Robert Tonyan? So when you put this helmet on, what's the snugness and fit for this? Like, how does it fit on his head?
Is there no room for that kind of a quasi mohawk?
A bun
hawk? It's interesting, but I don't think the helmet's fitting properly.
Like, I think if he didn't have that, it would fit just fine, but...
Well, what would Vince Lombardi say? Cut that hair off. Okay. And get that helmet on and go out and play and no complaints.
So what about Christian Watson? This would be a little bit more difficult.
Yet it's some really good cushion.
It could be cushion.
I think extra cushion on impact. He's less of a defenseless receiver with that hair combined with the helmet.
Might be a concussion protection thing that he has with the hair.
He's thinking outside the helmet by growing that hair, thinking in advance of protection in this sometimes violent league.
Somehow that helmet gets on there.
That takes a couple people.
Okay, what about Xavier McKinney? He's kind of got the Robert Tonyan issue.
Well, Rob, I would say he can do whatever he wants with his interceptions this year.
If you're the equipment guy, what kind of accommodations are you making so that it fits on his head?
The equipment guy has to do something. It's, Xavier's calling the shots.
If they have to cut a little hole in the top, maybe create a little vacant area so that you can just stick it all in there.
Yep, yet it's safe.
And still have the same kind of cushion that you would have if you're Christian Watson.
Yes, Cushion Watson. I like that.
Now, I don't think the equipment person could help this one out.
Boy, he looks like a 1970s porn star. Sorry about that.
His head is too big for the helmet.
His head is, and for his shoulders. He looks kind of like a bobblehead.
Yes, and the way he played on Monday, that was...
Sunday night. Sunday
It's
night.
a Sunday night bobblehead right there.
So his head was bobbling back and forth. The ball was bobbling back and forth into the opponent's hands. 31 consecutive points. Pittsburgh. I watched the whole game.
I'm just enamored how much the Jets just are falling apart.
Yeah, and the Devontae factor hasn't started yet. Braylon Allen,
a Wisconsin guy,
Lazard,
not helping. Not helping.
Not much.
No.
They're doing everything they can in terms of, I don't know, they got the coach fired and Hackett's there. Cobb was there. They got some other Packers, got rid of their head coach.
If you were the owner of the Jets, John, what would be your next move?
Wow. Oh, Rob, that's tough. Make Aaron Rodgers the player coach?
Have Aaron call his own plays.
I think 100%.
I mean, I hate to say that I didn't see this coming, but I saw this coming last year,
I don't know. I thought that Rodgers would have a little more success, but it's not going well right now. Favre had a nice Jet career until he got hurt. The Jets are going to need to engineer a trade for Aaron Jones from Minnesota.
David Bakhtiari.
David Backside Bakhtiari. Yes. Right. Very good. The three Packerinos, Chimura, Frankie, and Favre.
Wrong era. All right. So that was just the equipment evaluation I wanted to include to just kind of get your feedback on how you felt this equipment. It looked very white and not a lot of mud showed up on it. It was pretty spotless. There must be very good microfibers in the jerseys.
During a snow game at Lambeau, the players will be invisible. They'll be impossible to stop.
What an idea that would be.
Yeah, just where are the Packers? Oh, it's a touchdown.
That would be pretty fun.
They can kind of make out a little green G, but otherwise they're invisible. It's like a floating G.
It's really good on defense. You're the opposing guy, and you got the dark uniforms on, right? Lining up, throwing. Oh, the guy's wide open. I don't see anybody out there. Let me just pass it to my wide receiver, and then Xavier McKinney shows up. And it's like, what happened there? The snow just engulfed the ball.
The most common phrase for the opposing team would be, "What just happened?" Or "Where did that guy come from?"
Right. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about is game time celebrations. We have Lambeau Leap is a very important part of the Green Bay Packer culture. There's players running in end zones. There's things going on all over the place. And I just wanted to put a little focus on some of the celebrations. So, of course, when the game was over, we had our new kicker. His first field goal as a Packer wins the game. And he does a Lambeau Leap.
You can't write a script better than that.
This kind of like opens a Pandora's box, if you ask me, John.
Do you think it's all downhill from here for McManus? Or he's reached the pinnacle?
I think there's a bigger question to be asked here. Should kickers be doing the Lambeau Leap? I mean, it's kind of a Packer culture when the guy scores the touchdown, and it's more a surprise when the guy doesn't do the leap. So when they make the extra point, should he just like run from the 35-yard line into the stands and I scored a point?
Yeah, I mean, it can't be the Lambeau Leap. It can be just like a Lambeau fist pump, not a full leap for 1 point. Just like a quick and then get out, because you didn't earn the full leap. Like you didn't return an interception for a touchdown, or you didn't catch an 80-yard pass, a tough run from 10 yards out. Those deserve full leaps.
What if it's a 25-yard field goal? He's there. He scored the 3 points. Run for the end zone.
No, I think he should be penalized. Excessive celebration. Take the points off the board, and that's going to hurt the team. Settle down with the ego, kicker. No, don't do it.
Kicker's doing the Lambeau Leap. We're going to kind of draw the line there, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe we can let this one go. It was a game winner, and it was 45 yards. Is that right?
No time left on the clock. So, the refs have already run off the field at this point.
Yeah, right? Why not? I mean, he did win the game, but shorter field goals, extra. Yeah, it's a good discussion point. And
maybe we should draft a letter to the Packers and just listen. Limitations on Lambeau Leap participation by the kicker.
Yeah, it's otherwise anybody's going to do. The equipment employees are going to start doing leaps, and
like the guy who like the strap fell off and he has the screwdriver and he screws it back on. And the strap is there, and the next play, and the Gables put his helmet on and he goes run off to the stands and jumps into the crowd.
This could get out of control. So we do need the limitations. We need the guardrails.
This is a one-time deal, or maybe another game winner if it happens again.
Yeah, it's got to be good. It's got to be important. What about really long kicks, like 60 yards plus?
So the guy he's at the 45-yard line of the other team, and he kicks the field goal, right? And it goes
Yeah.
through. Does
Yeah.
he just run all the way down the field?
That's a lot of running. He's got to be in shape for that.
It's a hell of a kick, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's up there with one of the more exciting plays that could ever happen in the football field.
Yeah, I could see it. Not every time, but yeah.
What about the long snapper? Should the long snapper be running into the Lambeau Leap?
As a team, I think he can maybe assist in the celebration, but not do the leap with the kicker.
What about the punter? The punter kicks a 65-yard punt. It lands like within the 2-yard line. Lambeau Leap?
Boy. Well, that's during the play, during the game, so I don't know if you'll have time. I mean, just a matter of logistics. I don't know if that would be advisable.
Should we just like draw the line right there? No Lambeau Leap for the punter?
Yeah, I think so.
It's important that they should have this policy in place. Otherwise, people won't know what to do when these kind of things come up.
I think put it into the Green Bay Packers employee handbook.
All right, so there's something else about this photo I wanted to highlight.
I'm going to get a closer look here. Oh, yeah.
I was kind of wondering, should we have a parental disclaimer on NFL games when they do Lambeau Leap here? I was kind of a little worried about this one.
So whose hand is that? That is very close to you know what. And as I look at it, the NFL is violent, and sometimes that can give it a PG rating, maybe an R, but this is pushing it even further.
It just seemed like a little inappropriate for a family Sunday afternoon for kids watching the game to see this kind of thing on TV.
Where have, as a society, have we gone? And I mean, what if this happened on family night? All those kids and this open display of
Mama, what's going on, Mama?
That puts additional pressure on the parents. There should be a handbook at the ready. This is another topic to add to the, drugs and other nefarious things, and now this
driving, drugs, and
football games. And what makes it kind of weird is it's the kicker. Usually it's somebody else, but
right,
that's a rarity. But
I mean, the Lambeau Leap has always been kind of one of those things that kind of sometimes they go sideways, they go backward. I mean, because if he wasn't leaping backwards,
so the leaper has some responsibilities here, right? To leap properly? Is this an inappropriate leap?
There should be a policy about this.
It's got to be written in.
Especially if you're wearing white pants, I think. Maybe this is what they meant by winter warning.
Fortunately, you were able to cut through the fluff to see that. The truth. So thank you.
That was the celebrations. I wanted to just point out a couple things. So
very important.
All right. So any other comments about the game? Anything else? The takeaway, those are the most important things that came to me during the game.
Yeah, no, those are great. Packers are on a roll. Jordan Love looks pretty good. I know he kind of airmailed a few, but what is it next week? Jacksonville in their home stadium in London?
The London Jaguars are doing an away game in Jacksonville. So we'll do a postmortem after the J game. So thanks, John.
All right, Rob, thank you.
And
good job.
We'll talk after the J game.
Reconvene. Sounds good.
Yep.